Hey y'all, hey darlings. We're outside grounding ourselves. Got our toes in the dirt, in the grass. Fit check. Black on black. Pray for my ops. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I had cut this crop top because it was choking me. And why it's crooked? But whatever. That's just what it is, I guess. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so I've been getting a lot of feedback about my podcast. People just telling me to try to stay consistent, posting on a regular. So here we go. So today I thought I would share a story with you guys. Well, a little piece of like me. Um, Hold on, this camera angle ain't it? Here we go. So as a child, you might not know, um, I went to debutante school. My mother, my adopted mother, she sent me to debutante school. She also sent me to reform school. So all the classic etiquette and how to be a lady and how to be a husband, like, how to get a husband, how to be a wife. I learned all those things at a very early age because they don't tell you that that's what it's for. You go to all these balls and you have all these fancy dinners and all this training. And it's not for you to be like super educated or like a businesswoman. It is for you to be valuable to a man, like to be his wife. How to cater to him, how to cook, how to clean, how to support, like. And as a kid, it used to just make me laugh, right? Like, first of all, I love playing dress up. So any excuse to like put on a dress, heels, like put that shit on, be looking good, smelling good, feeling good. I love that shit. Even today, like as a grown up, I love that shit. Um, but like as a little girl, I liked those classes because we always have all these balls. We get all dressed up. Like shit is awesome. So, but the more like I paid attention, the more it became like clear to me, like, oh shit, this shit is for a specific purpose. And the purpose isn't, for me to be great or, you know what I'm saying? Like, be this super independent woman or any of that shit. It's for me to find a man. So, amongst this self reflection, I would have to say it worked. I have been married more than once. Men find me wifey material. They keep wifing me. Now, a little self reflection. I didn't always pick, obviously, based on love and these like fundamental things that now that I'm older and I've had more life experience that I know are valuable and important. This marriage, I did pick for those reasons. Um, this man, this relationship, but prior to that, no. So I wouldn't try to judge those marriages like that shit harshly, because those relationships were literally based on like a want or a need I had in my life, and these niggas was fulfilling it. So cool. I never was in love with them. I had love for them for the things they did for me. I had respect for them for the shit they did for me. But I was never in love with them. I never felt like, oh, this is my person. I found my person. Like, no, no, no. It was never that. And I knew that uh, when I agreed to be in a relationship. So it's funny to me. I can laugh at myself because the classes worked, y'all. I am valuable as a wife, but something about me can't keep a husband. Now, I'm not saying that like that's forever my curse or anything like that, but I do acknowledge my flaws, right? I don't say them out loud to like be an excuse. It's things that I know I struggle with, right? Like I struggle to shut my fucking mouth, especially when I'm pressed. I talk a lot anyways, but when I'm pressed, like that mouth gonna keep going. Um, I be angry, and I be angry a lot. not at any one specific thing. A lot of time I'm angry at myself. A lot of time I'm upset with what I could have done better, what I should have seen coming. You know what I'm saying? Like that coulda, shoulda, woulda type feeling. Like, damn, I should have seen this. I should have anticipated that. I should have moved like this. I should. It just, I'm angry at me. Sometimes I'm angry at like, damn, this motherfucker didn't have to do me like this. They didn't have to lie. They didn't have to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in like my childhood, I was angry a lot because I felt like I'm a kid. I didn't ask for this shit. I didn't ask to be the only black one in a white family. Like, I didn't ask for this shit. I didn't ask for all the shit that came with like having a mother on drugs and then being a part of the system. Like, I didn't ask for that. It just kept being bad shit after bad shit that I didn't have no control over. And not having that control and not having no say is why I tried to make it for the rest of my life. Like, I have a say. It's what, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be what I say. It's going to be an emotion that's going to be helpful to me. Like I said, the relationships I was in, like, can you do this thing for me that I need done? If not, like, it serves no purpose to me. But raising children, right? And the love that they brought out of me, it made me open to this love. It made me be in a place where I'm like, you know what? It isn't about what someone can do for me or how much money they got. Like, it is about how they make me feel. Do I feel like I can be myself? Can we laugh together? Can we cry together? Like, can we have a fundamental like base and foundation of core values and things that are ultimately important to you, to me, to we? Um, can we grow and build together? Can you teach me some shit? Can I teach you some shit? Like, can we hold on to each other in the hard time, in the dark time, and in the light, in the fun, and the easy? And like, it just became about so much more to me because watching children and the things like that you learn as they go through every stage in life, it's different. It's always different. There's always a new challenge. There's always a new thing. There's always something going on. If you have children, then you definitely understand. Like, it is a constant thing. And even when they get like 18, like, they still have needs. They still need their parents. It's just forever. It's a forever thing. So it started to make me look at men like, what is something that I could deal with forever? Like, who's a person that I could deal with forever? Not a child that I made, like a person. And it occurred to me that like, I don't want someone just like me. Like, I do talk too much, and I am loud, and I am public, and like all these, like, I don't want that. I want someone who is quieter and not so public and like all these other types of things, because I feel like that gave me balance. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it gave me an opportunity to, if I love and respect and admire this person, to be able to take their opinions and perspectives, and maybe it won't completely overshadow mine, but it'll move how I move. It'll alter my normal course of action. It'll make me grow together with this person, to be a better version of myself, but still be myself. Like, when I think about my friends or even my children, they are similar to me, but they are not me, right? There, we might have some things in common. We might have some shared interests. We might even have some shared like thoughts, but ultimately, how they got to that thought or why they feel the way that, like, they're their own individuals. We have different perspectives, different walks in life, different emotions, and but that combination is what makes it great for me. The variety for me. If it was just me and just what I thought and just, like, that's not that, I cannot grow in that. There is no room for me to grow. But I also am very aware that, like, if you come at me and just like wrong, 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 some of it cannot be wrong because some of it is based on me, the walk in life I've had, the perspective I've had, the things I've seen, my journey. So my life experiences are valuable. It does provide some kind of knowledge or wisdom, and that is going to go into my thought process. That is going to go into my decision making, as I'm certain that yours does as well. So that's not going to ever be the way for me to address a change or an adjustment that I need to make, if it's just like everything you said is wrong, fuck that, scrap it and go from because it's like, well, so it all can't be wrong because I'm not an idiot. Like if I was a foolish idiot, like, totally irresponsible, totally unlevel-headed person, then I would not be able to look back at my life or even now at my life and be like, well, what are the things in my life that I have set up and done for myself? Like I am in a home. I do have vehicles. Like whenever I've not had a vehicle, I've gotten another one. Like whenever I've not had a good place to stay, I found a better one. Like I have constantly tried to elevate my children. Like if this is where we started and things were great and then things fell off and then we had to get back up again, I did that. Like jobs or transitioning from one like career path to the next, I have been able to do that. I have been able to transition. I have been able to learn all kinds of new skills along my walk in life. Some things, like mechanical things, working with my hands, I'm not the best at. I ain't even gonna cap you. Like I can do it. It just takes me so much longer because that's just not in my wheelhouse. And then I do get frustrated because I'm like, God damn, why is it so fucking hard? Other things come to me quite easily and naturally. They kind of are in my wheelhouse. You know, I don't think everybody's supposed to be good at everything. I think that's okay if you kind of know what you're good at and what you're not good at. Now, that's not to say you can't try, because I'm always trying. I'm a trying, willing individual. But for me, looking at like how at an early age I was trained and conditioned to be a wife, and then I have been a wife, and I have been a wife to men who didn't deserve for me to be their wife, right? That was something they admitted to me their own self. Like, I didn't deserve that. Like you, I didn't deserve the effort and the love and the solidness that you put into me, but you still did it. A lot of my friends have told me throughout the years, like, yo, you was always solid. You did always do for me. Like, you always was dependable, and I didn't deserve it. I don't do it out of a deserving. I do it out of purely, that's what my heart says I'm supposed to do. I'm not necessarily supposed to give you back what you deserve. I'm supposed to look at you as a human being with an empathetic nature and say, if it was me, like if I care for you and I love you, if it was me, what would I want someone to do for me? What would I need them to do for me? What would I need them to understand, to see me, to hear me, to value me? And that's what I do. And I don't always get it right. I'm not here to tell y'all like, oh, it's 100% not 100%. No, I'm led by my emotions. So if I'm upset and I'm frustrated, that's what it is. I'm upset and I'm frustrated. I have to process those feelings too, even though they're ugly ones. Like, but I do try to be that person consistently for the people I care about. And I think that that is a quality that makes men want to wife me, because they know that I will be that person with it, like whether you deserve it or not. Like if I love you, if I lock in with you, if I care for you, if I support you, if I admire you, if I respect you, there's going to be a certain way I'm going to deal with you. Like, but it makes me also very aware that like this marriage, this time in my life, that I really felt like I made decisions based on the right reasons, that I really looked at the person, flaws and all. I felt like they really looked at me, flaws and all, and I made this commitment in my 30s to this person. It is hard for me to understand why it didn't work or why it isn't working, or like it's hard for me to come to terms with it, because I'm like, I did do the work on myself. I did take the accountability and look back for the perception of where I might have been wrong in the past, or was definitely wrong in the past. Reset my value system to what was actually going to be valuable to me now and in the long term. Like all these things. And I picked this person and I thought this person picked me. And then all this chaos. And then it's like, and then hearing like, oh, how much is wrong with me? And I'm like, well, then why did you pick me? Because I'm not here to say I'm perfect, but I thought you picked me and my imperfections. I thought you picked me and my flaws. So if not, then it's like, okay, I learned how to be a wife. I never learned how to keep a husband. And at 35, I don't know if I care to keep one. Like, if you cannot accept that these are the great things that come with me, and these are the good things that come with me, and these are the values and the assets, but these are also the negatives, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to pretend to not have no flaws, to pretend to not have no weaknesses, to pretend to not fuck up sometime? Like, that's insane to me. I don't want to live my life trying to be something I'm not, trying to be false. I am okay with being me, and I'm okay with you accepting me or rejecting me. The rejection will sting, it will hurt. I would have hoped for something different, but I can't make it be that way. And as much work as I'm willing to put into building up my strengths and making myself a better version of myself every day I'm trying to be better than I was the day before. Every day I'm looking to see what task can I accomplish, what's another goal I can set, what's on the horizon. Like, how did we handle the last thing? Did we do it successfully? Did we stumble? Like, every day I am trying to self evaluate and press for something new, press for better. That's a daily thing for me. I cannot say that when I get all the way done growing and all the way, because that'll be when I'm dead, that I'm some better version of myself that has no flaws and no weaknesses. No, I will still get to whatever day God chooses for me to no longer be here, and I will still be a perfectly imperfect individual. I will still have shortcomings. I will still have made mistakes. I will still have fallen short of my own expectations and goals, much less someone else's. And that's okay. I thought the benefit and the beauty of love was that I don't have to be this thing to have the love, because the love will fill in the gaps and the voids of the things I'm not. The love will propel me through and push me through. The love I give will propel you and push you through. Like, I thought that was the purpose, not that you had to be every single thing and not miss no boxes on the list, because that's impossible. Who does that? Who can be that? Like, if someone checks all your physical boxes, they're probably not there mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If someone checks all your mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you might not be physically attracted to them. Like, these things are true. And at some point in your life, you set up what's more important. Is it more important that they check all these boxes, but that you're not attracted to them? Or is it important to you that they check some of these physical attraction boxes and some of these core value boxes, and everything else y'all can grow and build together? Because I don't think anybody makes it to adulthood without scars from their childhood. I don't think anybody makes it to older adulthood without fuck ups in their adulthood. I don't think anybody comes without baggage, without their own bullshit, without their own drama, without their own flaws and weaknesses. I think everybody comes into every relationship like that, whether it's romantic, friendship, work. Like, everybody's not going to be good at everything. And it's about knowing what you're good at, where you need to try to improve that you feel like you can, and what you understand that might not ever be something that you're able to do. But you'll put your best foot forward, you'll be willing, and you'll put that consistency and that effort in it every day. Like, I might not ever get to a point where I don't talk too much, but I can get to a point where I don't let my anger dictate how I respond. I can still be angry. I can still feel that feeling, but it doesn't mean I have to clap back 1,000 times. It doesn't mean I have to be like aggressive or violent. Like, I can be angry and just be silent or punch a tree or some shit. Like, I don't have to give it that kind of energy so that it stays being this like bubbling pot. I can be angry and be like, fuck it. Like, that's something I know I can work towards, because I have worked so much on my anger that I know with more work, like, that is a vision I can see for myself, where I can still feel the feeling. I just don't have to be propelled into like constant anger. I don't have to be pushed into a response. I can just be angry and just be in my anger, and then boom. But not talking a lot, I don't think that'll ever be a thing I can just stop. I am a talkative person. I learned the importance of communication and conversation a very long time ago, And I do get a lot of joy and pleasure out of being able to conversate and communicate with all different kind of people from all walks of life. I think it's a valuable thing. It might not be valuable to everyone, but it's valuable to me. So I don't think that'll ever be a thing that I'll change. In the same way, like I can't ever change that my biological mother is white and my father's Nigerian. Like I can't change that shit. All I can do is accept that I am a black woman and that's what it is. Like the things that I feel like I could work at, but I don't know how well the results will still be, would be like when I feel unheard or overlooked. I don't know how to not take up that space to want you to acknowledge, hey, I said this. Hey, I'm here. Hey, the same way you have a right to be heard, I have one too. So, and it might be because I know our history in this country, like as slaves, women without a voice. So being a black woman, I do feel like it's ultimately important for me to, even if the result's going to be the same, but to make sure that like I was acknowledged, I was heard, and not apologize for it, and not be ashamed of it, and not let someone use it against me like, oh, so angry black woman. No, so valid, so cherished, so honored and respected black woman. Here's what I have to say, and now continue. Like, I hate that for a long time in my life I felt the need to apologize for having an opinion, for going against the grain of what someone else thought, because ultimately when I didn't make sure that I was heard, when I didn't speak up and take up that space and my power, things happened that I knew I could have had a say in, could have helped direct things and not down such a bad path. But because when I wasn't heard, when I wasn't acknowledged, I just let it go. Like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's not my place. I ultimately ate that regret later. I ate it later because I'm like, why didn't you? What's the worst that could have happened if you made them acknowledge you? Nothing. Like, it's just that. In the same way they said assholes are like opinions, everybody got them, not all of them are favorable. I don't have to. You don't have to agree with me. You don't even have to think that it was necessary for me to speak up. I think it's necessary. I think it's important. I find a true value and a strength in it to make sure that if I'm in the mix of something, if I'm in the conversation, if I'm in the decision making, that like this is what I say, this is what I think. And because ultimately if what I say or do have no effect on the decision making, fine. But everybody has to eventually take time to be accountable and reflect. And when you do, you will hear that voice, mine, that said, I didn't think this, or I didn't like that, I thought this, I felt like we should try that. Ultimately, I know, because that's why God gave me a voice, to use it. The words aren't costing me anything. I do think I have a valuable life experience that has led me and brought me through really hard times and multiple children. I have been a benefit and an asset to the people in my life. So why wouldn't I think that my knowledge and my wisdom and my enlightenment and my skill set could be valuable? Maybe not to every situation. I've never been a crane operator. You know what I'm saying? But for situations that I have been involved in, that I do understand, that I do have empathy for, and a willingness to learn and understand, yeah, what I have to say, my perspective, it matters. And I don't know if that makes me not compatible as a wife, but it makes me wonder, as a husband, as a man, when you're looking for a partner, I hear men say a lot, they're looking for similarities in their mother. their grandmother. And those women were not silent. Those women definitely told you what they felt. They definitely dictated how things were going to go. And their husbands depended on them. The children beneath them looked up to that. They needed that firmness. They needed that maternal energy. They needed that matriarch of the family. Not ever saying she overpowered the man, but because he loved and respected her and honored her so much, he valued what she had to say and moved accordingly. I think that is the quality in a husband that I was seeking. That not that you're not the man and that you're not the leader, but that also respect that I am a grown up, that I did live a life, I a very different walk in life than most people, and that the value and the support and love and addition that I would bring to your life, to a family, would be that matriarchal energy, that maternal energy, that, you know, with this man at my side, we are unstoppable. We are the fucking A team, nigga. The same way I know as like his masculine energy and his strength, there are some things that I could never do. It's got to be him. He's got to be the man. It's for his own growth and it's for the stability of our family and our home life and our relationship. Fine. I definitely agree with that. But in the same way that as a man, he understands that some things, because this woman is an emotionally bound spirit, I should listen to her. I should follow her. If she says she has experience in this, you know what? I respect her enough to adhere to what she says or to use what she says in my decision making process. Like, I don't think that makes a man less. I actually think it makes a man quite smart, because they say throughout history, the powerful men, when they needed that confidant, that support, that listening ear, that understanding, that strategic partner, that planner, they went to their wife. They turned to that woman. Because our hips are big, our thighs are big, because we are grounded. That's why I don't have any shoes on. We are grounded. We are grounded to Mother Nature, to our maternal feminine energy. And sometimes that makes it hard for us to make a decision just purely based in logic, because we are sympathetic, empathetic, loving, nurturing. So all these things are going into place. But then also, it is of the utmost importance, when you're talking about children, family, love, understanding, empathy and sympathy, nurturing and caring, because it isn't in a man's nature. It is in a man's nature to be the protector, the provider. Men chase the women, you know, that they want. That's their pride. Like, so the things that come naturally to him and drive him and his masculine energy are not the things that come natural to a female and drive her feminine energy. So in some situations, you absolutely have to just follow this man, because it is in his power, in his birthright to lead, and you should follow. 100%, I 100% agree with that. Yes, with my whole heart. And in other situations, I feel it's the exact opposite. You should follow that woman. You should let her lead you. You should have enough trust in your choice of woman that she wouldn't lead you astray. And that this is in her wheelhouse. It's in her divine feminine strength and energy. And go with that. And sometimes it'll be a combination of both. His male energy, your feminine energy, that combination, that yin and yang, that will make it go. And I think every scenario is different. And, you know, it's based on the day and whatever's happening. But I wonder if that's why I'm not able to keep a husband. Or if it's just I keep choosing bad. Or if maybe I'm just not ever really meant to be with one person forever. Because I do want that. You pick me for the rest of my life and all my bullshit, and I pick you for the rest of my life and all your bullshit. I want that more than anything. I do want to grow old with that person and have built up so many years of trust and love and admiration and respect and core values and shared goals and shared successes and failures. Like, I do want that more than any fucking thing. And then I think, like, do I have to not be myself to have that? Because if that's what I have to do, be someone different to have it, then that must mean it's not meant for me. Because I want someone to love me and pick me for me and my bullshit. Because all the good comes with the bad. You cannot have the light and not have the dark. And I don't expect a man not to come with his own bullshit. I definitely understand that. I definitely acknowledge that there is no way to have a relationship with a man and he doesn't come with his own baggage and his own set of stuff that might rub you the wrong way, that you have to adhere to and work with for this person. And that I feel like it should be an even exchange. So if they don't want me because ultimately it's something about me that's not right, at some point I just have to accept that, right? I just have to say, I'm this ultimately beautiful creature that draws people close to me, but not for the long term. I know you're going to want to promise me forever, but not for the long term, because I'm not willing to not be able to be myself and not live in my truth and not be okay with that I'm not perfect, but I will always try, that I will make mistakes, but I am remorseful when I do fuck up, that I hope to be better and accomplish all these things, but I'm also okay with having lived a life and just surrounding myself with joy. I don't need $1 million in the bank. I don't need all these things. Would they be nice? Absolutely. Absolutely. Would I always strive to try to put myself in a better position for myself, for my children? Of course. But if I don't have $1 million in the bank and I don't have 3 houses and I don't take trips around the world, am I okay with that? I laugh every day, that I feel love in my heart and I give love, that I eat good food, that if I want to go swimming, I can go swim. If I want to just lay in the sun, I can lay in the sun. If I want to bundle up under a blanket and watch a scary movie, like, I am okay with the things that fill me with happiness and joy. And if it's not having the most money and trying to, do all these things that people say you should just go do all this stuff because your life just must not be full if you can't go do all this stuff, I'm kind of like, yeah, no, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Life is what you make it. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be full with what God has given you every day when you wake up. You can choose to say, hey, I'm not the best looking or in the best financial shape. My credit might not be good, but I'm going to make today great. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to smile. And I'll work towards another goal. I'm okay with that too. I have lived a life. I've had a lot of luxury items and traveled a lot of places. Those things were great. But ultimately, what carried me through my darkest days, what uplifted me the most, what filled me the most, that everlasting type joy, was the moments, the memories, the laughs, the love, the hugs, the kisses, the cries. Like, it wasn't going all these places, doing all these things, buying all this shit. It just never was. It's fun. It's fun. That shit is fun. But it's gone like that. The fun, the moment, yeah. The memories, the joy. So for me, I'm like, I do want forever with someone. I do want my forever person, my forever partner. I do genuinely want that. And I'm willing to admit whatever I need to do to be that person for somebody. But if ultimately I can't be me to have somebody, then I'd rather have nobody. I'd rather just be okay with just having me. Because I do think me is a unique, individual, valuable light that the world tried to stamp out and knock down, but I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still vibrant. I'm still full of love and life and laughs. And if, because flaws come with me, because I'm not the easiest, because I run my fucking mouth, because I'm petty sometimes, like, because I do struggle with my anger, like, if these things make me incompatible for someone to want to spend their life with me, like a consistent long till we're not here, I'm okay with that too. I'm not willing to say I'm a shit person that doesn't deserve it, so I should just change everything about me to get someone to pick me. That's fake. I'd rather be authentic. I'd rather be genuine and know that when I go to bed every night, I am being true. I'm being truthful. I'm being true to myself. I'm giving myself the respect and the love and the nurturing that maybe the world hasn't given me or men haven't given me, to say it's okay that you're not perfect. It's okay that you don't get it right all the time, but it's amazing that you don't look like what you've been through. It's amazing that you keep finding reasons to get up and smile. It's amazing that you carried yourself and your children through hard things that broke other people. It's amazing that you came from the slums and your children have never been in the hood. Like, it's amazing. You are amazing. You deserve to be acknowledged for being a perfectly unique, imperfect individual. And if that's not enough for me to get a man to pick me every day, to stay committed and honest and truthful and love me every day, and loyal to me every day and give me that respect every day, I understand. I haven't walked the easy path in life. It hasn't been easy for me. I struggle with anxiety real bad. I struggle with depression. So if what I've been through has damaged me so much that I'm incompatible for longevity, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to myself, and I'm sorry to any man whose time I wasted, because I didn't know that. I didn't think that. I still don't think that. But if that's the reality, okay, I understand. I understand and I respect that, because this is who I am. And although I would never sit back and say I'm right all the time or I don't ever make no mistakes, I think that because I do make mistakes and I am wrong sometimes, and I do misspeak and I do overreact, but I'm loyal and I'm loving and I'm solid and I'm a rider, and I'll uplift you and I'll care for you and I'll put your needs above my own, and I will give you my thoughts and my energy and my prayers, and I will have your back without question, and I will stand in the field with you, nigga. And if that shit ain't enough, and I'm fucking fine and my pussy good. Let me say that too. Let me say that too. I taste good, look good, feel good. For that. And if that's not enough, I understand. It's 2024. The list of on people's resumes, all they bring to the table, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of y'all here doing a lot of stuff, 6 figures, and fantastic. Like, fucking fantastic. I am proud of y'all. I don't think that I want to compete in that way. Humbly, I'll bow out. Humbly, whatever I am right now and whatever I hope to be in the future, I'm okay with my path and my journey. And if it takes me longer, or if I fucked up more times than other people, I'm okay with that, because I didn't die. And if you lived my life and know how many times I came close to death, I think you would feel the same way. But you're not me. And you didn't live that life. You don't know how hard it was to overcome that shit. How hard it wasn't to lay down and just die. And then to do it with children on your back. And then to do it with the odds against you because you're black and in the United States of America. And because niggas sometimes don't hold true to their word, whether there's children involved or not. So I didn't quit. I didn't give up. We survived. We're still surviving. We have thrived. We have elevated and moved on to the next level every time a challenge was given to us. Me as their mother, me as a woman. And I think that I'm okay with being okay with me and not advertising me and not asking anyone to pick me or endure me or put up with me, because if I'm so terrible and awful, I get it. I would never ask someone to sign up to be miserable and unhappy and underappreciated or disrespected or any of that. And if I'm not woman enough to feel that for you, if I'm not capable of meeting all your requirements, I understand. Respectfully, I bow out. And I'm certain out of all these billions of people on the planet, you'll find exactly what you're looking for. And I'll buy a dildo. Like, what? I'll buy a toy. I'll buy a toy and be okay with just loving on myself and not tying myself to someone, not trying to be somebody different to get chosen. No, I'm okay with that because I did give my heart away one time and I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to be rejected in a way where someone tells me my whole core is incorrect, where everything about me ain't right, or how I have so many flaws they overpower my good. Because if that's the end result, that does nothing for me. That sends me further into my anxiety and depression. So yes, love is a risk. It's a gamble. It's not a gamble I want to take with my mental and my stability, because I don't think anybody's perfect, but I don't think I'm all that bad. Negative shit. I think negative things come along with me because I am such a positive. And I think that's with anybody. I don't think my bad outweighs my good. But if that's the end result, what men see when they deal with me, that my bad way outweighs my good, then okay. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did this terrible, awful thing to you and was not a positive in your life and did not uplift you and did not bring these things to the table that I thought I was. And that kind of makes me ashamed that I was that person to you. But ultimately, I don't think that's who I am. I don't think that's what I bring. I don't think that's what I do. So, to spare anyone else, I would not put myself on anyone else. I would not make that be my course of action. I'm okay with just being me, working on me, fixing me, and not to be with a man, to be me. Because I know the things that I hope to work on and hope to fix. And I don't think it's everything about me. It needs to be revamped. This isn't a total, complete makeover. I have a few areas that I could be better. I hope to grow. I hope to mature. And that's it. And I have been married before. So the debutante school did work. It made me a wife. It made me a wife multiple times. It didn't keep me a wife. My first husband is deceased. You know what I'm saying? And now, if whatever's wrong with me won't fix it with my husband and won't make things better, and we'll just be divorced and we won't even be friends and we won't even still have this love for each other, that's heartbreaking to me, because I will always love him. I will always hope for a reunification. I will always hope that what I did offer to him in his life and bring to him will be important and valuable to him enough to fix it, to do right, because I gave him my heart. And I feel like he's my person. And I feel like he's my soulmate. And if he's not, I'll never believe that. And I might not be his. I might not be his person, and I might not be his soulmate, but he'll be mine. So any other man, it would be difficult for me to really believe that if you locked in with me over time, you might not tell me the exact same things that this man has said to me, or any man that's dated me have said. Because if those things bother you, run away. If you don't like a loudmouth, if you don't like a bitch that has a social media, if you don't like a woman who has an opinion, who fusses when she's frustrated, if you don't like a woman who, if you hurt her feelings, she might be a little petty or a lot petty, if you don't like a woman who can hold herself accountable for her strengths and her weaknesses and also hold you accountable, run away. Run away. Don't come here. It's not a safe zone, because that is who I am. In the same way, I don't mind being held accountable for my shit. I don't think it should be a bad thing to hold someone else accountable. In the same way that I know I'm not perfect, I don't expect perfect from other people. In the same way that I know life is fucking hard and it's full of hard decisions and hard work, and shit don't always play out the way you hoped, but it ain't about the fuck up. It's about the redemption. It's about the get back. It's about the recovery. I have watched myself struggle and fall and recover. I have watched plenty of people in my life that I loved, that I cared for, that I respected, fall and never recover. Give up. Or try to recover and, ooh, that was a bug, y'all. Try to recover and never recover. But they didn't stop trying until they did. So the things that I consider valuable in life might not be enough to make me a permanent wife or compatible for the long run. And I'm just going to have to be okay with that. Because if I get to the end of my days and I was never a forever wife and I didn't get to grow old with this person and have that thing that I believe so fundamentally is a beautiful thing, a great thing, an inspirational and world-turning thing, that love, that shit is powerful as fuck, then maybe I did get broken at a very early age. Maybe that is the sin in my skin, that, oh, I'm beautiful enough and I have all the right qualities to draw you in, but not to keep you. Maybe that will be ultimately my ultimate flaw, that I'm enough on so many levels, but not enough on every level. And I don't know. But I do know that when you encounter things that you cannot change, that you do not have a say over, you have to learn a level of acceptance. And if that's ultimately what it is, then I accept that. That I might be great in 1,000 ways, but not in the ways that count. I might be perfect on every level except the one level that you need. I might be amazing, phenomenal, 10 out of 10, except for ultimately the things that you were looking for. Like, I cannot dictate that, because the part of a relationship means someone else has to look at you and size you up and value you. So that's only an outside perspective. It won't matter if I think I'm everything and I'm worth it and I'm valuable and I bring all these things to the table. It will only matter to the outside person that's looking. So maybe that is my ultimate flaw. Maybe that's the sin in my skin. I don't know. To be determined. But I thought that was interesting. A nice self-reflection that I had, that I was trained in an early age to be a wife, and I have been. So it was successful. It was successful, and but I don't know if it means I'll be a forever wife. So I just thought that was interesting. And I love you guys, and keep running up the numbers, sending our skin. I fucks with those who fucks with me. You fucking with a real one. Love you, darlings.